Howdy, soldiers. In this robe with like my hair up, I feel very much like the woman that opens the door and this big mansion being like, oh, why no, I did not know my husband was murdered. I guess I'll just weep into my silk robe and have to spend all of his inheritance buying a new house so I can forget all the pain and suffering. I haven't done a wrap up in a couple of months and a lot of stuff came out, but I don't want this to be like a 30-minute video because it very easily could be. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go over some books that have made big impressions, both good and bad, over the last couple of months, and we'll just have a fun time, party time. Let's start off with one that matches my face and that I loved. Oh my goodness, I loved Circe by Madeline Miller. Circe is about the witch Circe and how she became that witch since the beginning of time with the gods and the titans, and how she becomes trapped on an island. It's this big feminist family mythology mashup and I loved it. Her struggles being a woman while also being like a god spawn and learning magic that's kind of unnatural, and then her playing into the myths of legend. It's just, it was so great and I really, really enjoyed this very extremely shiny book. I just spat at you, I'm sorry. Now let's go on to an equally as shiny book that I really did not enjoy, and that is unfortunately Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. As soon as I started reading this, I was like, this is gonna be amazing! And like the main character is super kick-ass, and then we get to a point in the novel where she's really not. But I did not finish this book because it lulled so much and she started off so badass and then she suddenly just like gave up, and it was really weird. The pacing was really off, but I did have another friend who read the entire thing and said that she liked it, so I couldn't do it. I was so disappointed in this. I'm realizing now that I have so many books that match this whole aesthetic I have going on today. I'm happy about that because the next one I want to talk about was awesome, and that is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. This is a fantasy book that I've been being pushed to read for so long, and so finally I said, screw it, I'm just gonna start this thing, and I fell in love. This is an Italian, Venetian-inspired world that is all about thieves and heists. There's a little bit of like kind of magic, but like also alchemy. This is an amazing world that Scott Lynch built. I love the main character. There's so many little plots and little political intricacies that he weaves into this, and the world is so rich and diverse, and it's so good. I will say that it took a good 100 pages to get into because he sets up so much that the first like third of the novel, it feels like nothing's happening, and that's I think why I stopped reading it so many times. But once you can get past that, it's just a roller coaster for the rest of the book, and the ending was incredible. Yet again, another book that matches my outfit, and that is A Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake. This book deals with a topic that is not often dealt with in YA, and it is about a girl whose brother is accused of rape by his girlfriend, and it's kind of the falling out of that, like his reputation, the accusations then getting spread around school, and then her own feelings on knowing this person that's so close to her having possibly done this terrible act. It's a wonderful book all about family and connection and like victim blaming, but also friendship. I'm so invested in all the characters and the main character's romance with like her girlfriend as well, and it was just a great book. Easy to read, but like it hit home really hard. Now a book that I am definitely gonna get hate from not liking because I was very disappointed in this new book, unfortunately, which is A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. This book was awful, and I feel so bad for saying that, but this was fan fiction. There is nothing that happened in this that I liked except for the very ending. I felt like the characters weren't themselves. I felt like there was an unnecessarily random extreme sex scene. I felt like the world was just kind of there. Like I didn't like this at all, and I'm really disappointed for not liking it. And I would actually bring this back to the store, except I can't find my receipt. Now back to a book that I love that also matches my outfit, and that is The Handsome Girl and Her Beautiful Boy by B.T. Gottfried. This focuses on gender identity and sexual identity, and it's such an interesting book because the two main characters are a girl that everyone thinks is a lesbian because she has short hair and likes cargo pants and CrossFit, and a beautiful boy that everyone thinks is gay because he's eccentric and likes to dress well. And as these two kind of meet each other and fall in love, there's a lot of back and forth between what it means to be masculine and what it means to be feminine and what it means to be attracted to someone that you wouldn't normally be attracted to. It was not the best book in the world because like the pacing was very off, but the times of them being together and like talking it over and thinking about their gender and their sexuality was so well done. I think it's going to be a big milestone in the LGBTQIA+ book community. Let's just do another book that I loved because I'm on a roll. Let's talk about Brightly Burning by Alexa Donne, which was pitched to me as Jane Eyre in space. I'm not a big sci-fi person, but I could do with a little bit of spaceship action every once in a while, and this blew me away. I love this so much. I love the parallels that she drew between the original Jane Eyre and this one. I love the main character, who was, you know, a plain Jane, but not boring. I liked her decisions. I understood why she was stubborn. If you like old literature and you like sci-fi, I would definitely recommend this. I gave this a very rare 5 out of 5 stars for me. It was a fun book. I really enjoyed it. Next up is a book that I would not shut up about last month because I was a part of the blog tour. Shameless self-promotion. There is a link to my blog down below, so go check it out if you like. And that was for Furyborn by Claire Legrand. This cover is just so beautiful. Like, I would fight a war for this book cover if it asked me to. Like, I'm a little turned on right now, honestly. It's just so beautiful. This takes place between 2 queens over 1,000 years, and there's this big prophecy over one of them taking over the world and destroying it, and one of them saving the world and bringing it up, and there's magic and elemental stuff and angels and science, and it was fantasy, and it was weird, but I think I liked it. I liked the 2 main characters by themselves, and I liked the magic aspects of it. I really liked the, like, angel battle, which sounds weird, but give it a chance. It's actually really good. I'm just not sure if she managed to genre mash everything well. Like, I think she did. And lastly, I read my way through a whole lot of Victoria Aveyard because I read all 3 Red Queen, Glass Sword, and King's Cage in honor of Warstorm coming out last month. I am very impressed with this series, more so than I ever thought I would be, because Red Queen was good, it was solid, but then I heard iffy things about the other 2, so I didn't read them. But rereading them and like looking at them, these are incredibly written books. The relationships are so well developed, and not just romantic, but like connections between people and between houses and between groups of reds and silvers and the groups that are within them. It's so well written, and the politics are not condensed in any way, and I think that might be why people don't like it, because it's long. There's a lot of like war council planning scenes, but I love that because of the way that she writes it. It's so realistic and it's so engaging, and there's such a story behind this war. It's not this like, well, guess we're gonna go to war now. Like, it's so impressive. I can't believe I didn't like this series at first. Like, I'm very into it. So there you have it. There are some noteworthy books over the last couple of months. I had a great time reading all this stuff, and I hope that you guys liked these books, or if you don't, leave down below. We'll discuss, or leave some books that you liked this, I guess, what is this, spring? I guess it's spring, we can call it that. You know where to click like the video, you know where to click to subscribe. You can leave any questions or comments or concerns down below, and we can just have a grand old chat. I hope you guys are having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!